Naruto right now.
Type of shit. I do like that you're Naruto. It's a lot of Naruto. Is this a brand deal or?
No
We're not
brand deal.
sponsored
No,
on this show yet.
no, not yet. But hey, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they got
I mean, well, you got
this
your
is a Suko.
Elgato. I'm just saying it. Like the Elgato mic is right. Honestly, the Elgato mic and the Naruto look very similar. The logos.
You know what?
Did they do that on purpose?
They do. I
Heckin'
should
nerds.
ask them. I'm like,
Heckin' nerds.
we should make one where we should do that.
It's
This
just
is a
hard.
Suko though. I just saw you had the Pokemon.
Did I'm part of their I guess I don't know what affiliate team. I'm part of their affiliate team, so every quarter I get X amount of money to go and shop and buy stuff. So I've got like a stack of videos and photos that I need to post for at Suko. I grabbed their Pokemon stuff. I grabbed some Chainsaw Man. I grabbed, oh my gosh, I was wearing it this morning. Oh God, Yu Yu Hakusho. I grabbed some Yu Yu Hakusho stuff. Oh my God, it's so cool. It's like a basketball jersey, and I got it in extra large so I can turn it into a dress. It's so fucking fire. But I get it. So every quarter, I get X amount of money. They send it to me, and I spend the entire time making them. And really, I only have to do one video. But I just, I did the. Oh, I got the boxers. I did the boxers video. The like Atsuko boxers. Yeah, and I need to do another one because I got Demon Slayer as well. But I love Atsuko. There's Anime Gear Guru and Atsuko. Those are my boys. Like I love them so much.
It's stylish. Like because I have the Hunter x Hunter. I'd want the bag too. This shirt is actually just like Walmart. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm fairly certain, but you know what I'm saying?
I believe it.
We rolled up out of bed today and just was like, it's an anime day.
No makeup on, hair not done. I literally no wig on. This is OG me. I literally, because every day or every time it's time for us to record, one of us will hop into the chat and do a lukewarm like, y'all gonna be there today?
You know what I'm saying?
Chat and be like, this still happening? But like not in those terms. Like mine today was, I'll see you guys soon. But in my mind, I was like, will I? Won't I? And obviously Adam's not here. So like,
I'm not gonna lie. Remember, I don't know if you knew this. I just joined in and was sitting here on Monday, and then y'all were texting it. It was like, "Oh, we not doing it today." I said, "All right, bet." And I just played Marvel Rivals. Yeah, Adam's not here today again.
I tried playing fucking Marvel Rivals. Fuck Marvel Rivals. I don't like that game. That game is so chaotic and just like and it sucks because I want to be part of the zeitgeist. I want to be cool like everyone else. But I hopped into my live stream and I don't know if it's just my computer doesn't have enough RAM or what, but I tried turning that game on. I watched Jackie Jing play that game, and the way I was like, how do you even know what you're doing? Like how there's so much stuff happening. How do you even know what you're doing? Why is that fun? Explain, because I feel like it's not fun for anyone. I feel like y'all just convinced yourself that you like shiny colors. What is fun about that game?
Okay. So, one, I will say, because even my computer at first, until they fix some issues, because Marvel Rivals is a PC game. Well, you can play it on console, but if you're playing,
that was a whole big thing when the PS network.
Were you playing it on console?
No, I'm not playing on console. The only thing I play on console, I do play Call of Duty on console. That is true because I like feeling like this doesn't feel like guns to me. This feels like guns to me.
See, people gonna vilify me. I be playing Marvel Rivals on controller.
No, I've got. Where the fuck is my controller? Somewhere around here, I've got a custom built controller that I still play like on my computer with.
Yeah. Well, Marvel Rivals, I know if you are running a stream and running it on PC, one might not be the best experience if you don't have the beefiest PC.
It was not it.
But if you played Overwatch, the idea of a team shooter is very different.
That's the problem. I'm not good with teams.
So you were just trying to play. You were just trying to play Psylocke and just run around.
I thought it was similar to Fortnite. I thought that's what I was playing. Not at all. Not at all. Anyway, let's move away from this fucking chaotic ass, boring ass game. I'm so sorry.
I just hit Plat 3 last night, by the way. Finally,
sponsor me, Marvel Rivals. I got a lot to say. It's not gonna happen, but yeah, I have been getting back into streaming more, which is something
I've been seeing it.
I saw you hopped into something on Twitter. There's like something.
Yeah. I Dagichi Gamer. I had met her at huh?
Say that name again.
Dagichi Gamer. Dagichi Gamer. But no, she has this thing called the Geechee Bee. It's a spelling bee drinking game that we did on stream. So if you get your word wrong, you take a sip of your drink. If you So, well, I'm not gonna lie. We were just playing. I was just like, because it's just like it's fun to do a spelling bee and be a little bit, inebriated. And the funniest thing was someone getting the word inebriated and being too inebriated to spell it. By the way, that did happen.
No, I couldn't do it. I couldn't
But
do it. I
I
can't
met
even
her at
spell it.
DreamCon a few years ago, and I had already been aware of her. Funny enough, she also was from South Carolina, though. I don't think she lives in South Carolina anymore.
Are you from
But
South Carolina?
yeah, I mean, I be saying Charlotte because most people just know
Sorry,
the
just gonna
Charlotte
add that to my
airport.
notes really quick. Just gonna.
Oh, of things that you didn't know about me. You knew I was from the South because of the Southern drawl, but black people. So he did it to make fun of how white people were reacting over the black mayor in Baltimore. And then, yeah, he went to the airport and people saw him at the airport and were like, and he was like, y'all, stop. He was like, I wasn't trying to make that a thing. He
You know
was,
what? That's what we do. But that's
it
what
is.
we do. You gonna
It
say
is what we do.
something that's gonna just I love it. I'm
We're
so
gonna take it
happy.
to the
I love it.
moon.
Take it to the moon. But
And
yeah,
speaking,
there's been a lot of black culture in this last week, which is very exciting because
happy Black History Month yet again.
happy
We're
black,
still
not only
here,
that, but happy
halfway through
Black
it.
History Month. Happy just like we're still here. Happy Gulf of Mexico, Happy fucking Gulf of Mexico.
I don't
I
give
ain't
a
got to
daggum what Google Maps
Bro,
say.
and it's crazy because my Google Maps must be real fucking progressive because it didn't change for me. It must be real democratic. I'm gonna say that right here, right now. But I got into such an argument with my father last night about that because he's not a Trumper. He's an absolute Democrat. What is this? Let me
God
see
dang
that.
it.
It does say the Gulf of fucking America. I hate
I,
that.
I hate everything
I won't
about that.
update my
And
phone.
now my face is fuzzy.
It's so nasty. It's such a nasty thing for them to have done. I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
100%.
But given everything, we got Captain America, and you had a couple of questions about Captain America that I do want to talk about now that we're at the 8-minute mark of this video.
Yes. So
No spoilers, of course.
no spoilers, no spoilers. The movie officially comes out February 14th. Obviously, viewings will start happening today, but we've already had the premiere. We've already had some other screenings.
Yeah.
I had seen some people had seen the first 15 minutes like a couple of weeks ago.
Well,
Oh, okay.
we saw clips at either CinemaCon or D23, one of those two.
Gotcha. And I know it was UK Friends had an event semi recently where it was just a straight first 15 minutes. And they said they weren't allowed to talk about even that or give even like impressions, but they hope now that embargo is lifted, their thoughts were that the first 15 minutes was shaky, and they hope that in seeing the full film, it got better. What did you feel after seeing the full film? Did you feel like the first intro might have been shaky, but you figured out? Did you feel like you could feel the 4 reshoots in it?
I will say that point blank period, you could feel that this movie was Frankenstein and a work in progress. There's a film in there. There's absolutely a film in this movie. But not only were there reshoots, they also had to, I mean, the reason for part of the reshoots was the Zionist. The main female character in this film is a Zionist, and she her uniform was even part of that. Was like the flag of Israel, I think. I don't want to get that. I don't quote me on that if I'm incorrect, but I know that it caused a lot
I
of.
know the character is like that. They did go through with that in the full film too.
Yeah, but
Oh,
she's wearing like a jacket now. It's covered. It's not. I mean, you could see it still, but there's so much, and I
okay.
think even part of the BLM is boycotting this film. They're not watching this film
Mhm.
because of that. So there's a lot of animosity. There's a lot of strife in a movie that needs to be seen because while there were a bunch of reshoots and while there was a bunch of animosity and conflict in the behind the scenes of it, the movie itself does discuss a lot of really important themes and conflicts in black culture and in politics and in the world today. And my biggest strife of that, still answering your question, is I feel like this script wanted to talk about a lot of big political issues, but of course there's Disney, there's shareholders, there's so much that is behind the money of this, that as much as we want to talk about those very obvious black themes, we couldn't have Nick Fury coming out as Uncle Sam. It's just a lot of dancing around that we had to do in this film, and for me it was
Beating
a
around the
little
bush.
bit of a disappointment. It was a disappointment that we got so close, like how Captain America, or how Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we saw Isaiah Bradley, and Isaiah Bradley he had a whole speech talking about
I mean,
I don't want to
tears.
tears, talking about how he was locked away for 30 years. And as a black man, I should have been the first Captain America, but instead they locked me away. I was the first Captain America. I was the first super soldier. And rather than supporting me and uplifting me for saving my brothers, they locked me away for 30 years and experimented on me because I was a black man. Those kind of themes they danced on a little bit in this movie, but didn't fully discover. And that was a little bothersome.
So to that point, it really speaks to, I think, an issue that I've really been having. Obviously, you've seen news, any of you guys watching have probably seen the headlines where they've been like, studios are starting to think about doing focus groups based around social media sentiment and having these test groups to see what type of response or backlash you might get from social media. And I think what Disney Marvel has been suffering with, and it's why I'll be completely honest, I have not really been excited to see this movie for the particular reason, even outside of the Zionists, even outside of the boycotting, outside of that, I feel like I have not had as much excitement for Marvel stuff and just in general,
Like
because
Marvel
we are in
fatigue.
an era, say,
Is it like Marvel fatigue?
it's not even Marvel fatigue. We are in an era where there is such a tiptoeing and catering around vocal minorities
Hmm.
that we're losing sense of identity. Like you said, I think that in a world where people aren't review bombing things before they have even seen them, calling them anti-woke, saying that they're shoehorning diversity,
Calling them shills if they enjoy it too much.
I think in a world where people, for example, can recognize the flaws of Eternals, but also find joy in that it was a very different type of Marvel movie. I think in a world where that exists is a world where I was excited for this movie.
Well,
But
not only that, but you've got the black issues, but you've also got Danny Ramirez who's playing Joaquin Torres, the new Falcon. So now you've got this kid from Miami.
mhm,
You've got the struggling kid, Hispanic boy from Miami who's now seen the old Falcon, now Captain America, rise to this stardom. And Sam Wilson didn't take the super soldier serum. He's just a strong black man who is the symbol of America, who's a symbol of strength in America as just an individual, as just a man. He's just a man. And I think that's so powerful, especially when his sidekick is this young upstart, brilliant, technologically sound Hispanic
mhm,
boy. And so for us to, like you said, tiptoe around these important themes where we're getting close to actually expressing how the world really is, how America is, having, like Kendrick did, a bunch of black men as the symbol of the American flag, like that was a very bold statement. And I just feel like this was a great movie. But for me, this film was a bridge and a very nice supplementary film to get us to other movies, which was kind of disappointing because this
yeah,
was Cap's first standout. Like you said, one of your second question was, do people know that he's Cap? How Cap is he? Is he really solidified in his role as Captain America? And the world knows he's Captain America. Don't get it twisted. Getting free beers as Captain America, walking through the streets, it's not Hi Sam, it's Hi Cap. We know that he is Captain America. The world knows.
mhm,
And I don't want to say just America. The world knows who this man is. I
yeah.
just wish that this movie knew who he was.
And I wish that we as the real world would do that too, because that has really been my issue is like this it feels like they've not really wanted to just fully embrace and lean in. At some point, we face this as content creators, right? You're going to get criticisms, you're going to get those bad comments, you're going to get those hate comments. At some point, you need to lean into a direction and identity. And I feel like they have very much shied away from these new faces and these new stories that they wanted to tell. And that's been frustrating to see as a fan. Now,
Mm-hmm.
where my want to go see this movie, and I will be going to go see this movie, came was from the controversy. I think we previously talked about it, was when Anthony Mackie decided to say, mind
Yes,
you,
we talked about
the
that a little bit ago.
the exact mind you, for anyone watching, he said that when he thinks about what Cap symbolizes, he doesn't think America. Mind you, he got backlash for this. Chris
But
Evans said the
hold
same
on.
thing.
You got to see that full. It's not that he doesn't think that it's America. It's that Captain America expresses more. You could fit in. He should be
He is
Captain
something.
World. He should be, you
Yes,
know.
he's something bigger than he symbolizes us being something greater than ourselves.
Mhm.
Because remember, before Steve took that serum, before Steve took that shield, what the scientist, I'm sorry, his name escapes me, recognized was that he was not just a perfect soldier, but that he was a good man. And in seeing how Anthony Mackie truly understood this character and what it represents, and mind you, got all types of hate for merely saying the same thing that his previous co star, Chris Evans, did. I have been like, I can't allow this movie to be called a failure. As
Mhm.
much as it might have its disappointments, as much as it might have its flaws, he should not suffer the way that a lot of diverse casting, diverse directors, diverse producers have had to suffer from their movies not doing well. Look at, I mean, isn't Nia DaCosta not necessarily looked at as being used anymore because Eternals was such a flop, even though it
I
wasn't.
loved
It was a
Eternals.
good
God, I
film. I
loved
loved
Eternals.
Eternals.
But that just
Do
goes
I
to show
think that
you.
Eternals could have worked as a series instead of a movie? Yes, but that doesn't change the
Probably.
fact.
I wish they would have bled out a lot of those characters a little bit more. But
Yeah,
I mean, sometimes you don't have that option. Sometimes the studio just tells you you're making a movie, and like, what are you going to do? Say no?
exactly.
That's not.
But
It's not
again,
always up to you.
she got the hate and the vitriol for that. And this is no shade to him. Love him. But Todd Phillips got all types of catering in the world to having a bad sequel.
Bro, that was and what's crazy is I think Lady Gaga finally responded back and was like, I just don't think the world was ready. I just don't think that they understood the vision. I was like, it's a shit fucking movie. Just say it. Y'all tried to experiment and forgot you were gonna show people this movie.
You
You did.
forgot you were going to show is hilarious.
Yeah, it's like I mean, that's what it is. It's like
People got to watch this.
you have to watch it. Like you made a class project and forgot that you'd have to show that to the world. And then when the world saw it, you were like, "Well, you didn't see it in the daylight when you know you had to
You
drink free
squint your
sodas."
eye, tilt your
Bro,
head up to
yeah,
the left.
it's like no, it's just if the world is telling you it's the same thing with Megalopolis. Like you tried to experiment and it's just bad. And what's
And
crazy
that's okay.
and that's not okay. It's not. It's a waste of fucking money and time. Like there was a lot of, you know, it was just whatever. But just call a spade as fucking spade. You did not expect people to understand this film. And I think the problem is like with going back to Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you thought people were going to be okay with you just tiptoeing and I'm not like you just this we're not in the age of tiptoeing. We're in 40 acres and a mule territory. We're screaming while the president is in the stands. That's it's 2025. We've gone through so much shit. We're in the era of Trump. It's not a fun world. We have people who are our parents who are agreeing with some of the methods that Trump are doing because they're just that old school and it's not okay. We're living in a time where TikTok is being banned because it's the power of the people, because it's giving people voices. But then you've got older generations telling us you need to thank Trump for
Pipe
giving that
down.
back to you. You know,
Pipe
I just
down. It's the student protests in the Vietnam War and all that stuff again. Like, do people not realize the same people who are telling us to pipe down were the ones who were protesting their government with
it's
that?
insane. It's insane. And I pray that we don't get to that point when our children start protesting. You know, I hope to be able to listen and understand. And it's just like even with this of
Please.
Mexico thing, even with this Gulf of Mexico thing, I had a screaming conversation with my father last night because he was like, I agree. I think it should be the Gulf of America. There's more that Gulf
Right.
of Mexico touches more it touches more American states than it does Mexico. And I was like, but Dad, we fought a war. We
Guys.
Mexico lost. They lost part of their territory, but that was us saying we still care about you. This is still a collaborative effort. You are still there. You are a like it's a way for us to give back to our brothers. Yes, we fought the war. Yes, Mexico lost a part. Now they're just there. But who the fuck are we? It says more that we have to be so petty and take back something that does not need to be taken back, that you're now telling people in your, like when the president has his press junkets, the
Yeah.
fact that you're telling news outlets that if they call it the Gulf of Mexico, they are not allowed at your State of the Union addresses or your
Like, what
whatever
are
the
we
fucking addresses are.
doing?
It's crazy. It is crazy. It's fucking insane because we are the only country, I'm pretty fucking sure, that is calling it the Gulf of America. But if you don't call it the Gulf of America, you are not allowed to be in these press rooms. It's the pettiness is just so, it's fascist. It's so fucking
It's like
fascist.
we don't see how totalitarian that sounds. It is my way or the highway.
My
What
God.
is democracy? But
My
again,
God.
what did she say in Star Wars? So this is how democracy dies. In thunderous
With
applause.
thunderous applause. With thunderous fucking applause. God diggity. It's
Well, I
scary.
do hope, because after I see Captain America, Brave New World, that I can see some sentiments. I'll
It
probably
was
will see
a Captain America, no spoilers. Captain America Brave New World was a beautiful car commercial. And you will understand
the
that when you
fact that I know what you mean by that.
It was a beautiful car commercial.
It would have worked real well in collaboration with Fast and the Furious.
Bruv! Yes, 100%, 100,000%. Because the way that this movie was highlighting every goddamn Toyota, you could tell that
They
someone,
paid a lot of
some
money.
car company, I don't know what it, because I don't do cars, but some car company put a lot of money in there. There's one shot in particular, and you'll know it when you see it. They put the shield, like they take time, like in the front of the truck, I guess is the front of the car has a cabin, and they take time to walk around the front of the truck, open the cabin, stand there and have a conversation, and then gracefully place the shield in there. And the camera doesn't cut because they walk away, but the camera doesn't cut away until the trunk closes on the shield. And I'm like, wow, I'm talking to Koi and I'm like, that's got a lot of cabin space in there. We should,
I was
do
like, they
that.
paid for an in-movie ad. That will remind me of one of the Transformers movies, the one with Mark Wahlberg, where the beer truck falls over and it's all the
Yes.
beers. And
Was it
he's
like
like,
Bud Light or something like that?
yeah, he cracks it open and he's like, what are you looking at?
The amount of advertisement in Transformers, there's a video and you can find it on YouTube. There's a video on YouTube where you can see every single one of the product. There's like Oreos, it's Nutella. There's so much stupid shit all over this. It's beautiful. Transformers was paid by ads and they didn't even care. They did not even care.
Funny, man. I don't mind good product placement in like games and movies, but that type of stuff where like you could cut this from the movie and put it as a commercial and act like the movie doesn't exist is insanity.
It's too much.
She
But
said
yeah,
it was
I
a
mean,
beautiful car commercial.
it was a beautiful Brave New World is a beautiful car commercial. And that is what I stand by. Yeah.
That's a clip right there. I'm gonna grab that. That's funny. But I want to go see it.
You should. Is this like a couple movie? Because I know it's dropping on Valentine's Day. I will say, and this is my product placement. If you have a choice, and I feel so bad saying this, if you have a choice between going out to the theaters and spending money and watching Captain America: Brave New World, which you should see, I do want to be clear, you should go and see that. But on Valentine's Day, if you have the option, watch The Gorge. Stay home and watch The Gorge.
You were talking about that movie.
Brad, it's so good. The Gorge is such a sleeper hit. It is so good, and it's on Apple Plus. So I do apologize if you don't have Apple Plus. This movie shocked the shit out of me because you know me, I'm Valentine's Day. I'm fucking roses and flowers. I love Valentine's Day. And it's my season is tomorrow. Like my season is over. I wait all year long for tomorrow, and it 24 hours, damn near 18 hours because I'm sleeping halfway. It's so disappointing. I'm gonna spend the rest of the day like making fucking photos. The way I'm about to drop 13 videos or photos tomorrow just on Valentine's Day. I'd be sick of me. Anyway, I went to see The Gorge and I thought it was just like a horror film. I thought it was just a silly little sci-fi. It's the greatest romance film I've ever seen. It is the greatest. The way
coming
that
from the romance head, y'all, that's important.
My God. Oh my God. Miles Teller. And he's such a douchebag to me because he's like, he's in Top Gun. He's in like the Project X. He's been in all of these really douchey movies. But to see him I honestly thought it was, when I saw Miles Teller in this movie, I turned to someone and said, that guy really looks like Miles Teller. Like it did not fit. He looked like an actor. He looked like an actor that looked like Miles Teller. Like the way that they beefed him up, like he just is so solid and grounded. He's so sexy and sincere. Like it was beautiful.
She said,
Anya
"My God,
Taylor-Joy,
the douchebag became a sweetheart."
yeah. And they're both snipers. They're both like top 5 in the world. But this movie, I don't want to give it away for you because I want you to have the same experience I did. This just very dry. Just I think Coy described it really well. He says when you first watch it, this in the first 15 minutes of this film, it feels like one of those dad films that you would see on what did he say? Like not the sci-fi, but like not Hallmark either, but what's the dude channels? Like the shows, the channels that your
FX,
dad FX, like an FX film. Yes.
FX movies
It
be
feels
hitting.
like an FX dad movie where he makes his fucking burrito and falls asleep halfway through. Like that's what it feels like. But then it just turns into the greatest romance sci-fi film that you've ever seen. It's just endearing.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fire. The Gorge, guys,
The
check it
gorge.
out.
The gorge.
Especially Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day tomorrow. How
It
the
drops
fuck?
tomorrow.
We're halfway through Black History Month, and that's crazy because Black History Month has been full of wins in a year that has
What are
been
you
feeling
talking
like
about?
it's
Black
full of
History Month doesn't
L's.
exist anymore. There's no Black History Month. There's no Indigenous Month. There's no Pride Month. There's no nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, did you hear Google took all of those off?
All of them off.
I'm
Oh my
like,
god.
Google, I can't use
Google,
Chrome no more. I'm using
Google,
Chrome right now.
Google,
You know what?
Mister.
Apparently,
I'm gonna put specialized images instead of our Google logo every time there's a big holiday. Google.
right? They do that every
They
holiday,
do that
and
every
yet,
literally. Susan B. Anthony had her own imagery. Are you kidding me?
but apparently the reasoning is it takes up server space. It's text.
No, it's
It's
not.
literally,
It's the president said, and the president, you still want to be in the good graces. And I think in Google's mind, they're like, well, we'll just wait the 4 years and the next president will change it. We'll put the shit back up. It's not, it's no
but
if,
or you
ands,
could
or.
just like keep the shit up anyway. Like I
Yeah,
don't
but then it's
understand.
gonna be it's the politics of it all. They want to be in the rooms. And if Google wants to be in the rooms, they have to follow the
True,
rules. It
true. They want to
sucks.
be in
It
the room.
sucks. They just have to play the game.
Apparently, he got booed at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he did. Him and Taylor Swift.
I'm
Taylor
not gonna
Swift was
lie. I'm not gonna lie. I know I've said what I say about Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift kind of getting into the better graces of the Black community lately. Between her at the
is it
Grammys,
dancing to Kendrick?
it was that. It was they showed there was video clips of her being like the only person to double back, and she tipped all of the staff at the Super Bowl after party. Everyone, there was a woman that was like, I might need to end my one-sided beef with her. Like, she is kind of a sweet. What?
No, she's just doing damage control from the Blake Lively shit.
It could be. Oh, you're right.
You know, I'm not your dragon. I digress. But yeah, so speaking of, Kendrick Lamar and Taylor Swift, how did you like the Super Bowl? Any big commercials out there that you were like, yes?
I'm not gonna lie. As sad as it can make me feel because of what we're witnessing in America. The American Dream commercial was very sweet. There was one, it was just showing like people coming back from military service or getting like a new job or coming through some type of strife. And like the whole thing at the end of it was like the American dream. And it's like the message of that made me sad to see because of where we're at in America. But the commercial itself was sweet. And I was talking with someone about this. The best Super Bowl commercials are those wholesome, like, they just use actors, regular everyday actors, and it's not like apparently people were like the Matthew McConaughey ones were like meh, but I thought they were sweet. What's up?
My sweetest commercial was the cancer one. I thought that was so. There's like a little kid, right? And he's like boxing. He's like boxing. He's
I
like a
might not
little,
have seen this one. Okay.
he's boxing, and he's like going through he starts at the hospital, and it's cute, and you're thinking like, oh, who's going to be at the end? It's probably like Muhammad Ali, like some prolific
Yeah.
boxer person, and he's just like going, and it's so fucking cute, and all the while you're just seeing like doctors, and then he gets into the street, and you're seeing like business owners, and it's just really sincere. Then you get all the way to the end, and finally it's a house, and a woman comes out, and she's crying. She's bawling her eyes out. Come to find out, it's his mother. And he goes and he hugs her. And you're like, what a sweet commercial. It doesn't end there. Then they go back, and now you're seeing clips of him and his mother when this little boy was diagnosed, when he was in the hospital, when he shaved his head, when he's going through the chemo, all the way through. And it was just this really sincere and beautiful commercial talking about the battles that we fight and when we win these victories. And it was just, when I tell you, I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
So I must have missed that one when like changing a diaper or going to the bathroom. If I'd have seen that, I would have cried.
Oh, I'm telling you, because we're sitting here joking, eating our, our nachos and our cheese whiz, talking about, like, oh, who's going to be at the end? Like, oh, who's going to be, like, thinking it's going to be like a celebrity because it's a Super Bowl commercial.
Mm.
And it's his mom. And then they show videos and photos. Like, I was like, good job. This is a good commercial. And I was like, this commercial needs to air always, not just on the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I need more of those like wholesome, like family style commercials and stuff because some of the celebrity ones, like they just don't even, they're not even crafted very well.
Yeah, you don't want the seal? Seal a seal?
My least favorite had to be the I'm sorry. I know this is gonna sound so terrible.
What?
We could cut this out if we need to.
We
The
won't.
Snoop Dogg and the Tom Brady one I thought was just so
I didn't see. I don't think I really
it
watched the
it
commercials.
was the one where they were like, I don't like you because I hate you because of this. I hate you because of that. I hate that we gotta make a commercial about this. Like it was like
That sounds
it
stupid
was a
AF.
it was a stop hate and I think like specifically stop anti-Semitic hate. But like the way that it came off, it felt just very not from a genuine place. It was just like,
Kind of like Ryan Reynolds doing an ad for a domestic violence film talking about bring your florals, bring your flowers.
yeah, exactly. Exactly that. It's kind of like stop it's like a stop the hate commercial, but then it's like
It's like
again,
Kendall Jenner with a soda of Pepsi handing it to a protester saying this is going to end it.
yes, it's that. It was that was that type of commercial for this year. And I was
Love
just
it.
like,
You love to see it.
but in general, the Super Bowl, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really necessarily I didn't care about either of the teams, but Philadelphia blew them Chiefs out the water.
Philadelphia blew their city out the water. Did you see all those like the rot? Not even what do you call it, the celebrations? Didn't someone die? Someone climbed a street
Yes,
light and died.
yes.
Oh,
So for those of you that are unaware, they lube the light poles in Philadelphia. So a headline came out a few years ago
they
that it
lube
was
the
like
light poles
a
for
headline
whose
came out a few years
benefit?
ago that said when Philadelphia goes to the Super Bowl, the city has the largest amount of lube use in ever. And I remember people were like, are people having really fun time after the Super Bowl? Is that no? They apparently lubricate all the light poles to keep people from climbing them and getting hurt. A guy managed to start climbing one anyway, but he
He was trying
slipped
to. So
and
he that's
fell.
his fault. That's his fault.
Yes. He slipped and fell, and yes, he did not make it. Unfortunately, I saw a Cartoon Network actually made a post. They memed all of the halftime show, and then at the end they were like, "Philadelphia if they win the Super Bowl, Philadelphia if they lose the Super Bowl," and it was the same photo of just fire and trapped in like chaos.
Jesus. And it was. I saw a video of a woman, maybe a woman, I'm just going to say a person. One of the shops had been broken into, and I saw them actively, and the video is like a minute and a half long, which is a long time for just watching someone. But the window had been broken into, the display case had been broken into, and I watched this individual taking a dress off of a mannequin and was struggling, but like still took the time to just steal this from a designer store. And I was like,
And you don't even know if you can wear it.
no, you don't know if you can wear it. You know that that store's got cameras. Like, this is not okay. You're gonna get in trouble. Is it worth it? Like, is that what the Super Bowl wins are? It's just a universal agreement that we're in the purge. Is
I
that what
don't,
that's
don't
what
know
it
what
is? Like, the
Philly
purge
be
rules
on.
apply in whatever city wins the Super Bowl?
I don't know what Philly be on. And I'm not gonna lie, I especially when I don't have a stake in the game, I don't really like seeing a game that's just a wash. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs was getting washed. I mean, they didn't score nothing until
Nothing.
after the halftime show. I
And I
guess
left.
Kendrick
I
gave them
left
some.
after they scored one, and then there was an interception. I left at 3 minutes, so I left at the Gatorade. I left when the Eagles put the Gatorade on their captain, their coach, and there was still 3 minutes left in the game. I was like, if they
They
take it,
said,
I'm
"Oh, we
going
know
to.
we won already."
Yeah, come on now, come on, we're done. We're
But
done.
to tie in Captain America that we talked about and then the
Yeah,
halftime show, the discourse on the halftime show is again just points to the fact people for some reason just don't like to think because I don't feel like this sentiment of I shouldn't have to figure out a puzzle for watching a performance. I
yeah.
don't think it's a very much of a puzzle to see
Not when
people
it's
wear
right in your
red, white,
face,
and
really.
blue and make a flag and all of the dancers are black. I don't think, and for him to say a world divided and then the flag splits in half, that doesn't sound very complicated to me.
It's not. You just are unwilling to see, and at that point, you're just ignorant by choice.
I saw a lovely video, an Irish woman, she had seen um the performance, and she was like, I felt this like this sense of wanting to, talk with like my, because she doesn't live in Ireland right now. And she was like, and talk with like my Irish relatives and like the older ones, and feeling empowered in who I am and my history. She's
Yeah.
like, those are the types of things I felt. And that doesn't even go into my curiosity of the things that I didn't understand about Black culture, but I just felt that he was showing empowerment for who he is and where he comes from. And she was like, how do you watch that and not get that? So for her to be
Right.
foreign and see it and still have a sense of self for her from watching the performance. It's the same thing as when you see a great movie, you seeing The Gorge and you feeling like you saw this great romance film and you could see Miles Teller in a different light, and it maybe made you inspired to create new art for your content. When it comes to romance stuff, there's inspiration you can get from anything. So for people who just want to be bolts for brains, I don't
That's up
get
to
it.
you at that point, and I'm so sorry because the world is changing, and you got to get on. Either get on or step aside at this point.
But
But what we don't
that
need is
man,
people.
I was just gonna say that man said, "Say Drake."
He said, "Say Drake." Just
I mean,
smile.
he looked at he didn't look at the camera the whole time
Mm,
till he said, "Say Drake."
Say
I
Drake.
hear you like I'm young.
Damn. Damn. Crucified. Crucified. He said, hey Serena, you ready?
Oh my God, the discourse on that too. People being
I
like,
don't even care.
if I'm a billionaire, I'm not letting my wife. You think you gonna tell Serena
She
Williams
happily
what to
married for
do?
8 years.
And
Happily
also,
married for eight
he was
years.
happy. And again, he even said she was fined for doing that in at her own Olympic game that she won. So her getting to do it on the grandest stage in America, he's like, that's not even my
It ain't
business.
even about Drake. Yes, about him a little bit, but it's also about the way that we suppress Black women. It's that
Yeah.
was the message. It's the way that we
Yeah.
constantly suppress Black women and the way that we try to tell them that they're wrong for doing something celebrating. It's not okay.
I saw and I don't know if I'm gonna find it before
And
we
this is
kind
gonna
of.
be the last because we gotta wrap this. We gotta wrap it up. We
Yeah,
got
you're
crazy.
fine. Yeah, we just love talking on
We
here.
do. We love talking. I'm
I
happy.
don't.
Listen, it's been a very powerful week for Black people. Let me
It
just say,
has
and we
been.
got a
I tell
whole
you
we got a
what.
whole second quarter to play.
So I found out that apparently, as much as it has been attributed in some people's issue a lot with the crip walking was its gang culture. I recently saw and found this out, piece of Black history right here.
Ooh, give it to me.
Apparently, again, this could be the internet doing what it does and giving me incorrect information, but it comes from Henry Crip Hurd. It was actually for
Ah,
cripple and started in the 70s by this guy who was a double amputee who had lost one leg and one arm. So even in that sense, it goes deeper of she's not necessarily promoting LA culture that is attributed to gang culture. It goes as far as that dance actually has been transformed from what it originally stemmed from, which
that
was
makes
a
it so
Black
sweet.
man who was
I
a
don't even care.
cripple.
This is I don't care. This is history. This is what it is now. This is what it is. This 35-second clip, this is what I'm saying it is.
Yeah.
I don't care. I want to do
So,
research and I want to make sure, but like that's amazing. That's so
yeah, I
incredible.
was like, whoa. Again, like you learn something new every day. And it's just,
Singular.
and we wouldn't have known that if Kendrick didn't do what he did and make all types of visual statements. I saw someone talking about he's mentioned in the songs in GNX, he's lost 16 friends, like 16 friends have died. And he had 6 light poles and then 10 people in all white. And they were like the angels for like it. So when he talks about lost friends, the people in white were represent. There was all types of stuff that he did that was just, if it went over your head, plenty of it went over my head and I'm a fan.
Yeah.
But
Well,
again,
I got so much stuff after the fact. And
and
I was very
but
happy to do the research
that's
that
what
way.
art is for. I don't look at the Mona Lisa and understand everything that other people see in it, but it's still art. I'm glad I could end it with the Crip Walk thing because that was cool to find out.
I did. I was very happy. This has been a very good week, and I'm hoping you watch Captain America so that the next time we can discuss it a little bit further, and hopefully with Adam in the chat too, and hopefully both of you have seen it, and we can get both of those perspectives. But anyway, until then, that's pretty much it.
Appreciate y'all. Have a good one. Like the
Have a good
video.
one, and I'll see you guys
Bye.
next week or whenever we come back. Hasta pasta, friends. Goodbye.